Hello, and welcome to Data Velocity Business Bites. I'm Melissa Minchala, CEO here at Data Velocity. It seems amazing what our passwords protect. From our bank accounts to social media accounts where our internet personas share interests and opinions with people we will never physically meet, to our vital information that gains us access to even our proof of citizenship. It seems almost like a science fiction story. Villains sitting behind glowing boxes using sophisticated methods to guess the open sesame to our lives. And the plot twist? Well, sometimes it actually is open sesame, password 1 or 1234. I wonder if such an easy get feels somewhat disappointing to these cybervillains. Regardless, it's a good idea to make your password as difficult as possible to crack. Here are a few tips on how to do that. Make your password as long and as complicated as possible. The longer the password, the more difficult it is to guess by finding or trying all the possible combinations. Passwords that are 14 characters or more are decisively more difficult to crack. In those 14 or more characters include numbers, punctuation marks, symbols, and upper and lowercase letters. In fact, consider using a paraphrase. A paraphrase is a string of words rather than a single word, unlike combinations of words that can be hard to guess. And if you speak another language, it's best to make your password a bilingual passphrase, since at the moment, hackers are using one dictionary at a time. A bilingual passphrase with characters and such would be nearly impenetrable. Second, don't use personal information. Your name, birthday, name of your partner or child, and even your phone number or address are all information that are easily known. And if you use them in any combination as a password, they're easy to crack. It's good practice not to use the username or account as your password, as that is the top of the list of the cracking protocol. Additionally, be sure to use different passwords for each account. This way, if a hacker cracks one of your passwords, at least only one account has been compromised. Keep your passwords close to the chest. Do everything in your power to memorize your password and write them down. There are some good free programs available that will help you manage your passwords, but with a well-chosen paraphrase, it should be easy to remember. Don't tell anyone your password, of course. And if you receive a request to confirm your password, no matter how legitimate it appears, you should never disclose your password. That's a common phishing scam. And lastly, don't enter your password on a public computer, like in a hotel or internet cafe, as such computers may not be secure and have keystroke loggers installed. With these 3 key points, creating a secure password should be a bit simpler to do, and your personal and social data is that much more secure. The key is to use all of these points at once. If you make a long, complicated password and have it taped to your computer monitor, it's no longer secure. If you make a long, complicated password and keep it to yourself, but the password is your full name and birthday, get ready to lose your identity. Remember to use all 3 key points and keep all those hackers frustrated and out of your vital data.
Hello, this is What Is, where we explain the technical things you have questions about. So, what is two-factor authentication? Two-factor authentication is a form of multi-factor authentication. So what's that? Multi-factor authentication, or MFA, is a method of confirming a user's claimed identity in which an individual is granted access only after successfully presenting 2 or more pieces of evidence, or factors, to an authentication mechanism. Two-factor authentication, or 2FA, is simply a form of multi-factor authentication. It's a process of corroborating an individual's claimed identity by using a combination of 2 factors: something they know, something they have, or something they are. You see two-factor authentication at work each time you use an ATM. Only with the right combination of bank card, something you have, and PIN code, something you know, can you access your account and your money. Let's take a look at the factor types. Knowledge factor, something you know. This is a piece of information the user and only the user knows, like your father's middle name or your favorite elementary school teacher. Possession factor, something you have. This is something the user and only the user has. This is one of the oldest forms of authentication, since this is where a key to a lock would fall. Today, instead of a physical key, a security token that is sent to you via text is now considered a possession factor. Inherent factor, something you are. This is something the user and only the user is. This comes in the form of biometrics like a fingerprint, face, voice, or iris recognition. Most of these are available now on many new smartphones. Two-factor authentication is used under the logic that an imposter or someone attempting to hack into your account will not be able to provide the factors required to gain access. If an attempt is made with either of the factors missing, the user will not be able to successfully establish authentication and therefore not be granted access to the data being protected by two-factor authentication. And that, folks, is two-factor authentication.
Hi, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed our animation on two-factor authentication and it explained some things for you. Now I'd like to hear from you about passwords. Have you ever been hacked? Which of the 3 points I talked about have you never used? And do you think that you can follow all 3 points at once? Tweet us at Data Velocity or me at Minchala and let me know. And if you have any questions about this episode, email them to us at info@datavelocity.com. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.